Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the European Masters as we get ready to go into our fifth game of the day. I can count our fifth game of the day, a Xico Rogue taking on Movistar Riders. Now this is a clash of two very, storied and large regions here in the European Masters. This is Poland versus Spain. Poland have their history here at the European Masters. They had two teams who've made it to the top two, one team that's taken the whole thing. That's 3 out of 6 European Masters. They've made it to at least finals. And ADC Rogue versus Movistar Riders, I mean, also we've had plenty of teams from the SLO make it really far into the league, but we're already going to pick some bans, so we can talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah, but the thing is with these two teams, both of them got stopped at the semi-finals last year Masters, so there's more on the line here. These were the guys who are just quite forgotten because they never made it to the finals. Now all people remember will be Kick, Neosurf, it's LDLC. Well, now it's time for these guys to make a name for themselves here. Already coming in with the Caitlyn pick. Again, Woolite, I think it's just mandatory on the red side here at the moment. Nothing really comes close to this. On the other side, we start seeing this Kai'Sa coming through with the bans. The interesting thing with these two AD carries is that both of them had the highest KDA in the regular split of their own separate leagues. So this is also just two AD carries come in, try to prove who is actually the better one of them.
And I mean, you know Woolite. Everyone knows Woolite. He's been around forever at this point. So, I mean, you said making a name for yourself. There's already some names on here that you should know if you've been following the European Masters, or even, if you've been following the EU LCS back in the day. Woolite has been around for so long, and already a lot of attention's gone towards that bot side. Obviously, Lucian, a flex pick towards the mid as well, has been taken off, and now it's Movistar Riders looking for their third and final ban. Question to me is, what do they want to take away here? It's going to be the fresh.
And here comes the interesting stylistic. A Go Rogue is that kind of team who'd like to have the carry top laner on Szygenda here. They like to have, standard AD carries as we see in the bottom lane right now. But this Shen coming in here is triple flexed on a Go Rogue. Zanzarah, the madman in the jungle, does not fear putting this champion in the jungle. And it just creates a huge pressure because most of the time when you go for a 1-3-1 composition or something alike those lines, you need a jungler who can shadow. Well, Shen can shadow everywhere on the map.
And that's the Syndra getting picked up for Movistar Riders. One of the things we talked about was these mid laners both share a fairly similar champ pool, the likes of this Syndra and stuff like that. So it's a good pick up here. I think it was like 3 champions. I haven't actually written them down.
I have 4, you said don't worry. I have a little, I don't even know what to call it, a code name called SOA, which stands for Syndra, Orianna, Azir. It's just the triforce of mid laners, and both Xico and Czekolad are fond of these laners. These mid laners are the kind of people to get the pressure, not really do anything fancy in the early game, but they're always consistent, and then they'll be turned into monsters in the late game.
Well, the Hecarim gets picked up here for Elyoya, and they've got themselves Woolite, the Ezreal. We're expecting to see this Orianna or Azir come through for the side of Rogue, and it looks like we are going to be looking at the Azir for Czekolad.
And that's just a SOA. Once again, coming in here, Syndra, Orianna, Azir. It's just that simple. You keep remembering that little phrase, you'll know what Movistar Riders and a Go Rogue are going to go for. And this is just 2 laners who will be quite consistent against each other, trying to fight for pressure, and then in team fights, you're trying to be another backline damage, AP carry in the backside. You already got a Hecarim on the other side, you got a Shen over on the side of a Go Rogue. They'll be the frontliners, dictating where you'll follow the pace back and forth.
And actually, we've seen the Gangplank getting picked up as the final pick here for Movistar Riders. Now, what this means is they're aware that their bot lane's probably going to get pinched even more, but they want to make sure that beansu has as comfortable a lane as possible. He's picking this Gangplank, which often goes neutral in lane, and then looks to scale up into the late game and kind of be a monster as we get later and later in. They're going to pick away things that can deal with it. Sorry, ban away things that can deal with it, like that Camille. But for me, this means JaVaaa is very confident in what AD carries he can play, as all of the strongest stuff has already been slightly getting taken away, and everything else is just going to be denied. There's no Kai'Sa, there's no Lucian, there's no Caitlyn. What is going to be left open is the Jin's also taken away.
Well, wait, Ashe still up and available here as well. So Jhin away, Ashe would be the next priority target, and then we're looking on to, all the other champions that are forgotten in the AD carry port because I just can't remember seeing them.
You got Tristana. I mean, we're moving down the ladder. After Ashe goes, oh, Senna.
yes, obviously, Senna. I think I also like into the Ezreal is that you could pair it up with a 6. 6 is one of the lanes that likes to keep the lane pushed in. And with the buffs coming into 6, with how he destroys the towers, into a lane like Ezreal, it's really free if you can get the support counter pick as well, which they actually have on Movistar Riders, because they will have the last pick as well.
Well, they actually banned away the Nautilus here, so with that Senna and the Ashe open, it felt like a Go Rogue were like, we don't really want to pick, so we'll just let you pick which one you want to go for. And JaVaaa may be leaning away a little bit from that. He's actually going to look into Kai'Sa for himself, so picking up something that can also hyperscale into the late game, has mixed damage, so a bit of a kind of, it changes up the damage profile as they've already got a lot of AD from the Hecarim and the Gangplank. So I actually really like this from Movistar Riders. Now, a Go Rogue, what are they going to go for?
I mean, right here, you're obviously looking to get a great matchup for Szygenda into this Gangplank. A common misconception about Gangplank is that he's a weak-sider. Yes, and he often will be a champion that you won't play towards, but Gangplank in his own got a pretty good early game kit that can be quite oppressive. The Grasp of the Undying onto the Qs, really hard to play into as well. But so far, it looks like we get the Sett here, so there is still a flex between the Shen and the Sett here coming in from jungle and top side. And then bot lane, can't be a Braum, but I would like some more playmaking coming into it as a follow-up. I would actually like the Rakan in this setting here, but also great into the composition of Movistar Riders. So this is a solid draft already as well from the Go Rogue.
Yeah, I like this. The Cosmic Radiance able to kind of really shut down some of these plays that they'll be looking to do. And Movistar looking now for their support. What are they going to put in the bot lane with JaVaaa? Leona's nice if they do decide to go for that because of the amount of CC you can layer down. It helps with the Kallista's passive. It's a bit like the Nautilus the Nautilus Kai'Sa we used to see, where you land that hook and it's really easy to get that passive off. So that will be the lock-in here for Movistar Riders. And talk to me about what are we looking at on these team comps? What are both of these teams looking to do right now?
Yeah, okay. So already on Movistar Riders, as that last support pick, you need a frontliner. Because of the champions you have right now, there's not enough to peel your winning conditions, which in this case scenario could be the Kai'Sa. And that's also why I'm a bit iffy on the Gangplank here, because you're going for two different kind of spots here. I understand that you didn't feel confident going complete tank into Szygenda, but at the same time here, if you need to peel a Kai'Sa in the late game, it can be kind of hard with what you got coming for you here. On the other side, you got two frontliners in the Sett and in the Shen, and then you got your backline damage with the Bard, with the Ezreal, with the Azir. Obviously, Bard more facilitated than a damage dealer, but he is still there. Now, I'm looking at the jungle matchup when we get into this game, because Zanzarah and Elyoya are like day and night. Zanzarah will be the facilitator of his laners trying to get them a lead, but at the same time, Elyoya is the star player coming in from Movistar Riders. This guy came from the Movistar Riders Academy, was promoted last split. You probably saw him if you watched New Masters last split as well. And he's just, this is his first ERL year. He started his competitive split in 2019. So this is just Movistar Riders breeding and nurturing Spanish talent as well. And this guy is already off to a great and promising career as well.
And he's picked up something that will be enabling to kind of play towards his playstyle, play these carries and try to take over. Really like this Hecarim pick for him. And Zanzarah, it's not like a true tank, but when you do go in the jungle on set, you normally do build in the tank build. So expect him to be a little bit more tanky. More of a frontliner than a carry here. Obviously, they have got Woolite, they have got Czekolad to be able to do all of the damage as this game goes later and later. For me, it's these 2-item spikes for Go Rogue. That's what I'm looking for. When the Ezreal's got his Mirror Mana and that Triforce, and you've got the Nash's 2 from the Luden's Echo picked up on the Azir, if they haven't gone if they've gone uncontested up until there, I think at that point Movistar will have to take a bit of a step back, because one of the weaknesses of running this Kai'Sa is you spike on the third item. Like, you do spike on your first 2 items. Obviously, you get your Q upgrade once you got the second item. But if you go the AP route, it's all about that third item for your full upgrades. Now, I thought we were going to see a little bit of a play here in the bot lane, but decides not to go for that. Is it just going to be a farming start here?
I don't think you're going to out-trade the double range bot lane in the beginning. They're just chilling there, trying to see how they're going to approach the wave state. One thing I would like to see from the Go Rogue, that's as soon as we hit those level 6, I want to see them attack the Kai'Sa. I want to see them saying that this is a disrespectful pick, because obviously Kai'Sa has been known as a great pick into Ezreal. The idea is that you get a free laning phase, because Ezreal won't be able to punish you, and you can get to these 3 items that you're talking about. Thing is, can be kind of hard when you got the likes of Bard, who's really good at forcing out flashes with a tempered fade as soon as that flash is down. Well,
looking
mid lane.
Scatter the Week's going to go a little bit wide, but they bop him back. Czekolad goes low. Actually, a flash comes forward, and that's just an easy first blood in the mid lane.
And that's just Elyoya here, coming in from the beginning. One of the things with Hecarim to do that is really hard is ganking a mid lane from an even wave state, because most of the time, you will just be pushing them back into the tower. But Elyoya here with the Ghost runs all the way back after the flash, pushes him back in, and an easy pickup from Xico. Nice play from Movistar Riders. Movistar, sorry. I don't know, when I was younger, I always thought it was called Movistar Riders. All my friends called them Movistar Riders. And to be fair, I think it sounds more sick. Anyways, going back into the game. Still the same even wave state. There is a TP onto Czekolad. So despite the first block going over to Xico, he's not missing out on too much in terms of wave state and XP coming in from that. You can see they're already even. And to CS, and it looks like the Scuttles are just going to be traded in here. And some pressure coming in from a Go Rogue again. They're getting deep pressure onto Elyoya. They're not going to be experiencing a Hecarim running Czekolad down again.
Elyoya just going to start the crab for himself. Czekolad flashless, going to try and play as safe as possible now at this point.
Such an easy setup with the Syndra too.
It really is. Even when they missed the scatter of the week, they still got that. That was just pure confidence. We've been seeing a lot of Hecarim recently. Me and you know, we were talking about it in the green room earlier today, and you were saying the problem with Hecarim with mid lane is it's really hard to actually gank mid lane because it's so short. You have to run through into the tower. Elyoya goes, that doesn't matter. I got Ghost. I'll just get in there. It's no problem, and able to pull that play off.
Going into it, though, it looks like a Go Rogue wants a bit of revenge here. Remember, Xico, no flash either, so this should be an easy pickup onto him as well.
Yeah, and he's able to get out. Czekolad able to cash in on the kill. It's 1 for 1 now on the board.
Not bad. A bit of revenge coming in here. You've wasted flash to try and kill me. I get onto you now here. So nice use of the pressure you had coming in from bot lane. You can see while the Ezreal reset, all that Trymbi did was just walk into the mid lane and get a kill back here. Now, you see Zanzarah obviously always go Heck Flash onto a Sett. Doesn't mean you can just burn that flash, tries to get the kill. Really nice that Czekolad gets the kill as well. Wave state was nice. You could just push it in. It'll be slow pushing back into him. And he's got a nice, he's not going to get as nice items that he has wanted. The thing is, when you play against the Syndra, you're almost always forced to insta-get those Mercury treads because of the setup coming in from the scatter of the week.
Yeah. One of the things I want to do hit on is actually the current lane states of this game. You've got beansu pushing up in the top lane, bot lane, while at the moment it's slowly pushing back up. Movistar actually did have it pushing into Woolite on that bot side, and this has actually enabled him to start up this dragon. Elyoya will be spotted out by that ward, but Rogue just aren't really in the position to be able to contest it. Zanzarah will be going in alone and kind of sacrificing himself for a dragon, so it's not worth it. Movistar Riders just had themselves enabled due to the back timers and the way they've been able to set the lanes up for themselves to get their hands onto this first Drake. And that's a 5-minute Drake, which means if they continue to chain these dragons back to back, we're actually looking at about a 21-minute Dragon Soul.
And this is nice for a team like Movistar Riders. As you said yourself, the Kai'Sa here, spikes on 3 items. That's what we're looking for. So if you can stack up these Drakes in the early game already and not falter to a Go Rogue, well, you're doing great. Problem is, though, well, Ezreal is still spiking early if he could get onto that. So there is a short amount of time where, theoretically, a Go Rogue should be having the pressure and could get that second or third Drake when that comes to it.
Oh. But he's in for a low world of hurt here. Scatter Week comes down. They do use the CC for the moment. The Haymaker is enough. Szygenda able to find that kill.
And you know, we were talking about, we would like to see this being done onto the Kai'Sa, but when Xico is just sitting here in mid lane with no flash whatsoever, that is just free picking, so you just go for that instead.
It's just really good punish from Rogue. They're reading this mid lane, able to get the kills nice and easy. And that's now one picked up onto the Shen. Is actually looks like JaVaaa could be for a little bit of trouble here. Is able to play underneath his tower to keep himself alive, but getting poked out. Going a little bit low, but let's have a little look at the mid play once again.
And it's quite easy. You can already see here, it's already been charged up with the Stand United. Heckbacks come in, and all it really is just layering CC. A bit of an overkill coming in with the Emperor's Divide as well, but in the end, a kill is a kill, and you're feeling happy about it.
Absolutely, and JaVaaa is getting heavily poked out here. Actually on the base, picking up a coal for himself, so a little bit further behind as far as items go, but Woolite has just started with that tier, so no additional combat stats to work with, just a little bit more mana. It's JaVaaa going very, very low here. Could be in for a little bit if he overextends.
And that's the problem here, because of the trade that was extended by the bot lane onto JaVaaa. Yeah, he played it nicely, didn't have to use heal, didn't have to use flash. But when you get this low in lane, you cannot contest the wave, try to dictate it, try to get your pressure back. It's impossible. So you're just going to take the L here. The wave is going to be pushed in, and the pressure is once again be going to a go rogue.
Yeah, Woolite will be able to get himself a plate for himself. Solo gold as well. That'd be nice for him, but he is an Ezreal. He's not really going to be able to get anything else from that. And now the pickaxe has been picked up for JaVaaa. We have seen a few different builds on the Kai'Sa recently. Over in our home region, we had the serrated dirt build for a little bit with Essence Reaver, but it looks like this is going to be the more typical Manamune into Rage Blade, into either Crit or Nash's Tooth. I think the Nash's Tooth is quite nice here, because it just mixes up the damage profile a little bit for the side of Movistar.
What we should be looking at here, if you're a go rogue, it's trying to force some of these summoner spells. You don't necessarily need to get a kill, but once these summoner spells are down, it's really easy just to pull off a flash and stand united combo, as we just saw with the Sett and Shen. At the same time, with Movistar Riders, they need to find a way where they can just stabilize themselves, fight off the pressure they're getting from the lanes, try not to overextend so you won't have to force that flash, and then do exactly what they're doing right now, getting this objective pressure. Oh, sorry, that's actually a go rogue coming in here. That is just me being completely blind. But my point still stands. I would have loved for them to be able to get pressure on the map, but now it is them. With the resets coming in, they have to give up the pressure.
And it looks like the return play is Elyoya making his way down towards that bot side, seeing if he can set up for a gank. You've got level 6 now onto your bot lane, so that fear that can come down from the charge can easily be backed up by Killer Instinct. And Trymbi actually just going to make his way back towards his bot side to make sure that there isn't going to be a dive onto Woolite today. And one thing I want to note about both of these bot laners is they both actually have the highest KDAs in their individual leagues. They are both incredibly good at just not giving anything up while getting as far ahead as possible.
I'll give you the numbers if you want. Woolite is sitting at 8.67 over 22 games. And JaVaaa, on the course of 18 games, I think, is sitting on 7.28. So Woolite does have the better KDA, but once again, ERLs, they are playing different. Sometimes it's a different playstyle coming in. Sometimes it depends on the playstyle from the two teams. So it could just have been JaVaaa being forced to, you know, play a more safe or more aggressive playstyle, as we can already see here. Ezreal is one of the easier champions to have a good KD on, while Kai'Sa is one of these champions you take risks on.
But if you get going, it's really easy to get a good
That's
KDA
very true.
on.
That's very true.
Once you can start to blow people up, then it evens out on that front. And you do have a little bit of safety from your dash and shield, although most of the time you can only dash aggressively. Looks like for now, though, Movistar are looking to see if they can set a play up into the mid lane. Elyoya has got that ghost coming up. Scatter of the Week's already been used, though, so looks like for now, Szygenda not going to find anything here. Czekolad able to hold the lane as Dragon's going to get started up. This is on spawn once again from Movistar and Rogue. They are looking to contest. They're moving members over, getting control of the waves. Cannon Barrage on cooldown for beansu as the Rift Herald gets summoned, and this will be the Dragon as the ultimate is thrown down by the Bard into the Solar Flare, flashed away. The charge comes over the wall. They do pull them back, flinging them into the middle of the team as Movistar trying to find an opening. rhuckz is just going to get taken down easy as that, as Woolite cashes in on the kills. The soldiers go forward, and JaVaaa has to flash away to safety. Rift Herald gets a few plates. Movistar lose a member, but they do get the Dragon.
And initially, really good play from Movistar Riders with the objective, with the pressure they had, getting the Drake immediately. But after that, as soon as the Drake is down, when they have a Shen, which stand united, I see no point in trying to get the fight down. Szygenda can obviously just TP back, and it immediately forces the flash of his opponent.
Yeah, beansu just getting bullied out here. He didn't have that cannon barrage. He used it earlier as well, so that was really just unlucky timing there from Movistar. Sure, they get the Dragon, but this is not the kind of plays you want to be taking.
Yeah, a bit too late Tempered Fate in the beginning. It looks like we got too many ideas coming in from a Go Rogue. There's a Rift Herald being deployed. They are not necessarily looking for the Stand United play, but once it comes through, you can see how well it does. Okay,
they're looking for it. Scatter of the Week connects onto Czekolad. He throws the Emperor's Divide, gets pulled back by Elyoya. Elyoya not actually going to find himself the kill as the cannon barrage is raining down, and Zanzarah just able to zone the members of Movistar off as now JaVaaa has a heal. Looking for that Void Seek. Killer Instinct's available, but I think that was a bit of a misclick from JaVaaa there.
Just quickly healed at him. Get out of here.
Aggressively healing.
Yeah, I guess that's a thing now. All right, Woolite. Next target here, but oh my god, he's doing a lot of damage with his...
He's got the mana immune, eh? Looks like they are just going to step away, though. They are going to chill, call it quits here, and this is definitely the most tempered game we've had at the European Masters so far.
But as Movistar Riders, you don't need to do much right now.
Yeah.
As we have talked about. You just need to chill with this, Kai'Sa. You've already got 2 Drakes, so you don't need to worry about a Go Rogue suddenly just stacking up to a Dragon Soul, because in all honesty, it's probably not going to happen. You're sitting fine here. You just don't want them to be making plays around their Shen. If you can keep control of the map, not try and overextend, because, you know, it is quite easy with the Shen stand united. We just saw how they overextended and died. Don't do that again. It is really easy for them to kind of control the map here. Now, Syndra finally coming back with a lost chapter. She was at a slight item deficit when the last Drake fight was there. No longer going to be the case. And with these items going to be picked up, she can also answer the Assyrian wave push now. So what these 2 guys are still fighting for is just pressure in the mid lane, which can be extended into pressure on the map thereafter. So as Syndra, you're fighting for the pressure to just keep your lanes even.
But look at the rotations on the mini-map right now. Woolite's already up in the top side. They know this Rift Herald spawning up soon, so they want to try and contest that. While JaVaaa, he's just farming jungle bot side. No interest from Movistar. They're looking to give this up. We're talking about those spikes on the individual members, and it's coming through here for Woolite. He's getting closer and closer towards actually the Iceborne Gauntlet, not the Triforce. As these items are starting to stack up, and I feel Movistar, they want to step back, they want to take it slow like you were saying, and looks like they're not going to contest this Rift Herald unless they can find a pick first, and they may just find it as Elyoya goes in. The Solar Flare gets dodged out, the Shen ultimate's there, Scat of the Week does connect, but that's the True Shot Barrage thrown down for the Stand United as well. Rogue, they burn a lot, but nobody dies.
That's a really good Emperor's Divide. Just making sure that rocks won't get onto you. If he does that, you're surely dead with the CC lockdown coming in after that. There's no cleanse available. Oh, still a fight going.
Yeah, they are looking for something. Szygenda stepping forward. JaVaaa using that Catfian Rain onto Zanzarah, gets himself stunned into the wall as they actually bop him back. Scat of the Week doesn't actually have a ball to Charlo, so Zanzarah is just pushed away. Void Seeker will connect on the back end of that, but they're just exchanging blows. They're limit testing right now, Gulborg.
Yeah, but meanwhile all this is happening, you can just see beansu. He's just chilling down in bot side. He's saying, yeah, we plan to give up this Herald from the get-go, so we don't really need to contest this. A Go Rogue wasting more time trying to force a fight that's not going to happen. That's just perfect for Movistar Riders. But it's also understandable for a Go Rogue. They need to make something happen while they can, and they're keeping the pressure up, getting deterred from the pressure they just got out of that fight. Also well played from a Go Rogue.
Really, really good stuff for them. And, you know, this is a region, we've talked about it, but this is a region who are, you know, storied here.
Oh my god, look at the goal between those 2 AD carries.
Whoa.
JaVaaa is sitting at 4,600, and Woolite was at 6,000.
Now, if you're wondering why Movistar weren't really looking to fight, that's your answer right there.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what that's actually translated into. An entire Iceborne Gauntlet over. He's got a full item. Szygenda being jumped onto here. The barrel chain not going to actually connect, and he's just able to taunt away to safety. They're looking for these little picks on the side lane. They need to wait for JaVaaa to actually come online, because you're now dealing with a 2-item Ezreal. He is now very much online as the True Shot Barrage spots out almost everyone on Movistar Riders. Dragon is up. And I think Movistar, they decide they're not going to try and contest this. I think they can afford to give it up. Although, Elyoya continuing to stay in here. They've got those barrels getting popped out. The Rift Herald gets summoned up. And now, it actually looks like Movistar, they're not done. They're going to throw the cannon barrage down. Trymbi's going to jump out with the Magical Journeys. Suplex comes down, and they are just going to turn it back around. That's going to be a kill for Xico straight away. Off the bat, the charge comes out from Elyoya defensively, as Rogue are able to force Movistar off the Dragon, but the Dragon's not anybody.
They have no jungler.
Nobody is really going for this. As Movistar, they're just going to start this one back up. A massive Scat of the Week comes out into the Zenith Blade. Woolite's going to go down, and JaVaa's the one able to get the kill. He's in the middle of the team, but he's able to get the damage going for the moment. Misses out on the Void Seeker, as the Dragon will get picked up here for Movistar, and they get the team fight. It just all comes up Spain right now.
And that's perfect for Movistar Riders. Instantly punishing Zanzarah, who's overextending away from his team. They see they can fight this fight now. As soon as there's no jungler, I don't even know why a Go Rogue is there. You don't have a smite. It's 4v5. You don't win it. Get out of there.
And that's a full item down on a Kai'Sa. able to find the shutdown.
Here's the thing, tempered fate. Look at all of them. Zanzarah flashes forward, instantly gets deleted. Great punish from Movistar Riders, who could just play this fight out as slow as they want, as fast as they want. They get to dictate it now.
You gotta watch for the scatter. It was so sick. Just lands it onto 3, loads of burst damage in. That just gives JaVaaa the opportunity to jump in for Killer Instinct, flash to finish up the kill. 350 gold into JaVaa's pocket. And now he's just picking up extra assist gold as well.
And honestly, you're feeling so good if you're Movistar Riders right now. Writers. I keep saying writers. What are they writing? I don't know. But in general, I feel like they should not have been getting that Mountain Drake. I feel like this should have been the Drake, but that they decided to say, we'll give it up. And we'll just keep on scaling. But at Go Rogue, they had other plans. They really wanted to fight that one, and Movistar Riders instantly punishing on it, as we've talked about. So now they're sitting on Soul Point already.
And that's going to be a very early Soul. It's 3.5 minutes away. And Soul for, Mountain Soul is actually a really good one early. As it gets later, it's probably one of the weaker scaling Souls, as, you know, the shield isn't as impactful. But for now, might have to hold that as they use the Solar Flare. That's the cleanse forced out already. Woolite does get the stand united. It's like able to get a good stand aside. Does a massive ultimate comes down, though, as JaVaaa just jumps into the backline already, though. 2 have been picked up from Movistar Riders. They do find a little bit more, as they are trying to get the ultimate off onto JaVaaa on the backline to keep him alive at the moment. Szygenda may just try and find that extra damage to stick with. And now it's Rogue finding the triple kill for Woolite. Just beautiful turnaround there.
Out of nowhere, a Go Rogue just finds a winning fight. I barely understand how they got that. I barely understand why that fight even found place. Is around pressure in the jungle. Instantly see coming in. Good solo play in the beginning, but also great cleanse immediately. Woolite also got the stand united. And take a look at Czekolad. Emperor's device. These 2 people back straight into it. Easy cleanup. Easy pickings coming in for that one. And then it's just all the Woolite show from this backline. A great tempered fates. Keep the fight going and keeps the damage away from Woolite, who's just able to clean up, getting a triple kill.
And they used everything onto Woolite at the start of that fight. The stand united and just the ability to shift away bought him enough time to keep himself, you know, away, and bought the rest of the time for the team to close in onto all of Movistar Riders. Just really flawlessly executed there. Just a solid turnaround, and now getting towards that death stance himself, while JaVaaa still struggling to find that that second item. Got the components for the Rage Blade, but not there yet. This is not what Movistar Riders want to do. They don't want to be taking fights while they're down in the AD carry department.
And now they're also just chilling. It's the item advantages coming in here. Death Stance on the way for Woolite as well. He was ahead before, but he's already looking to be on a 3rd item before that JaVaaa even gets his 2nd one.
Yeah.
And that's just damaging to the team car in general of Movistar Riders. At the same time, Szygenda now with the Titanic Hydro coming in, he gets to dictate the side lane all the time. There is so much damage from a Shen coming in here. You get the shield bash on Shen, you get the auto attack resets on your Q as well. You're dealing an insane amount of damage if you get onto the squishies and fights as well.
Is there a time though in the side lane where beansu's able to deal with this? Obviously, he can always clear from a distance, but in an all-in scenario, is this ever going to kind of go beansu favored, or from this point, is it just he's just a wave clear bot at this point?
Well, the thing is, it's a bit of a misconception. Oh, I say that.
Oh, that's a big Emperor's Divide down. Xico actually gets torn off, and they are just looking to try and get him. Xico, he is out of there.
And that's some of these overextending plays that we've talked about. You cannot do it for your team composition, for your gold in general right now. Doesn't matter with that top lane right now.
Yeah.
You can keep on farming, you're great, you're settled, but trying to overextend for it instead of just keeping the waves push, eventually chipping down this tower, that's a mistake coming in and a huge punish from a Go Rogue. The thing with Shen is, it's a bit of a misconception. He's not a split pusher at all. Yes, he facilitates the map with his stand united, but all he's really there for is game pressure of lanes, making sure that the enemy is not pressuring you in a side lane. And then as soon as he's there, if you want to force a fight, great, stand united onto Zanzarah, onto whoever needs it.
Teleport's coming in. Remember, this dragon is soul for Movistar Riders if they can find it. True Shot Barrage can get dodged out. As actually get a good Tempered Fate onto 2. That's the people they need. The Solar Flare comes down. The Haymaker's getting dodged out for the moment. That's the Unleashed Power. And Xico's able to find himself a kill. Szygenda able to jump away as the Void Seeker comes in. Gonna go a little bit wide. And that is a pick for the side of Movistar Riders. And they lose nobody, crucially. Zanzarah down. No jungler available. And Rogue, they're looking to pull the trigger. Czekolad stepping in forward as they do get the scout of the week off onto the back line. JaVaaa holding though, doesn't want to jump in, throws out the killer instinct now as Woolite able to shift away to safety. Look at Czekolad though, able to shuffle away to a safe position for himself as the taunt comes in, and Woolite gets himself a rampage. Massive taunt comes over, instantly bopped back out. Elyoya is now down, and Movistar, they're at the numbers disadvantage. Czekolad jumps in forward, instantly gets himself locked down and taken down, but they do just find another one. Woolite is mopping up everybody, and Rogue find the ace!
That should have just been the soul coming in from Movistar Riders here. Szygenda, though, quickly realizing the situation. He's backing after being punished or damaged at the beginning. With the home guard coming in, he finds the taunt onto the Syndra. But let's take a look at how this fight started. Great Tempered Fate initially coming in here. But what ends up happening is 3 members of the Go Rogue is just chilling in that cannon barrage, and he cannot do that. They need to bail out immediately. Look at the damage onto Szygenda. Look how low he is. If he dies in this fight, that's over. That's sold, that's game, but he gets out of it. And meanwhile,
look at the
they're just doing the Baron.
They're doing Baron right now while we're watching the replay. I just don't think there's going to be any contest. They don't have the charge. They don't have the ability to get over the wall. The power is going to come down. Can they steal it? No, they cannot. Elyoya has no way to get over that wall. That is Baron over the Rogue. And it's just falling apart from Movistar. They're looking for fights when they don't have the tools to go for them. We were talking about item spikes. It's 2 items for Rogue onto the key carries. That's what we wanted to see. While JaVaaa, he's still sitting on his 2. He needs that 3rd. He needs that Nash's tooth. Movistar just starting to crumble at the seams.
Yeah, and if you're really liking this game, stay tuned for the next one. Gamer Legion versus Subup. Also going to be a banger. I've heard Gamer Legion has picked quite a lot of champions in their regular split, so draft might be fun to follow as well. But going back into this game, the dictation of it is just shifting between these 2 teams all the time. And you can really see it comes down to execution in these fights as well. Because initially, that was a really good fight from Movistar Riders. Great cannon barrage coming in from beansu. But the way that they're able to get back into that fight as a Go Rogue, really impressive as well.
Yeah, really, really impressive there. I think it's greed. Greed is a really good way to describe that. That was just a lot of greed from Movistar. They found their pick, and they could have just backed off. They could have just given up the dragon. They weren't in the position to fight, but they felt that they could. And they paid the ultimate price for that. They paid Baron, they paid the dragon, they've lost Soul, and now they might lose their base. This turret in the mid lane is getting sieged up, and it is going down very quickly. It's not chip damage, they do find the scout of the weak as Woolite has the unleashed power. In comes JaVaaa, instantly slammed back. The shields are trying to keep him alive, but JaVaaa does get himself the execute. Is taken out on the tail end there, as so far it's just a 1-for-1 AD carry for AD carry. Movistar able to step away, but the Baron is still on to Rogue, and they are looking to crack open this one.
Yeah, trading 1-for-1. They're not even stopping the bleeding right now. They just keep on going on a Go Rogue. Initially, fine pick to get here. A bit, you know, risky of JaVaaa jumping in, but he's taking it.
They got the Zenith Blade. They get actually caught out by the ultimate. The charge comes in from Elyoya. Damage is now going to come down from Czekolad. A lot of damage from that barrels, though, as beansu is able to chain them together. Inhibitor stands crucially for Movistar, and they hold this bot lane.
And that is, as you said, extremely crucial. For with this Baron buff coming in, if you're able to get the inhibitor before next Drake spawns, well, you're pretty set for the pressure and set up for it, and you can get a better fight. But as this fight pan out, great scatter of the week in the beginning, catching out Woolite. But with the Sands United, with the rest of his team there to back him up, not enough to save his life, but enough to trade 1-for-1 and keeping up the pressure.
It just buys some time. It's buying time. You now got that Stinger finished up onto JaVaaa. He's got the Amp Tome, getting closer and closer to that Nash's Tooth. That's when you start to poke with the W. You really start to hit your stride, but I mean, you're going to be going into the Death's Dance onto Woolite, so he has a bit of survivability. He's going to have that Blade the Ruined King finished up around the same time as that 3rd item comes through. Woolite 7-2 right now. Massive CS deficit as well between these 2 AD carries. I'd love to take a look at the individual gold just to see how far ahead he is. He's 4K up over JaVaaa right now.
I mean, that's quite a lot.
I mean, that's an entire item.
Yeah, that is quite insane coming in from Woolite, and it just stands as a testimony to him as a player. He is just extremely consistent. It's not necessarily because he's being fed a lot of resources. Those went to the mid lane against Xico. So this guy is just able to find the resource on the map, being able to pressure as well with good roams. Great true shots barrage for this game as well.
Yeah.
And now it's just back to the pressure game here. 40 seconds until the next Drake spawns. You want to get all the percentages you can for the next fight around this Drake.
I do want to take note of the build on the Gangplank. Obviously, we've seen this Liandry's tournament come up more and more as of late, so maybe not entirely surprising, but typically when we've been seeing the Triforce into Death Stance into Liandry's, this time it's the Essence Reaver, so it is for that extra burst, extra cooldown reduction, and beansu won't have the Liandry's, unless he's sitting on a lot of gold right now, will not have the Liandry's for this dragon. And if I'm Movistar, I actually just don't think you can test it. This is only the second one for Rogue. It's not worth it. Let Rogue get this. Buy yourself a little bit more time, get those items, because once you've got the Liandry's, things like Baron is become so hard to deal with, and just look for a pick like they're looking here. Scout of the Week goes a little bit wide, so not going to be able to find too much. They do give over the Dragon, and Rogue, they're now starting to swing themselves back into a Dragon win condition, but I don't even know if this game's going to go late enough for them to get another 2 dragons, as beansu has to flash away from the Tempered Fate.
And that's a great Tempered Fate. Really skilled from that range as well. But you're exactly right what you're saying about the Drakes here. There's no need for you to contest these Drakes right now.
Oh! JaVaaa just loses all his health, has to heal. They do get the Zenith Blade, and that's going to be Woolite finding himself another kill. rhuckz is just going to get taken down by the taunt as he's slammed into the middle of Rogue, and Woolite finds himself a double kill. Inhibitor will fall, and Rogue may just have found the picks they need to close this game out. They don't need Dragon, they don't need Baron, they just need a couple of kills. Cannon Barrage is going to come down from beansu as he gets stunned up, eats a Tangerine to keep himself alive, and now this bot lane turret is going to get fired up here by Rogue. They're going to take the inhibitor as well. They've got a wave to work with, so this siege is not done. Movistar looking for that scatter, looking for some time. JaVaaa up in 9 seconds, and Rogue decides to step away and get back towards the base and spend some gold.
So maybe we are going to be seeing a bit more Drakes coming into it here. But great Cannon Barrage, obviously ready to clear out the waves. If that had not been there, I mean, games might as well have just been over. But Woolite, the way he just finds a pick here, fearlessly, Arcane shifts forward, got that Blade of the Rune King of Cutlass passive, and then just true shot Barrage right to your face, finding 2 kills in this. You get all the pressure you want right now. You get the inhibitor, you got the inhibitor turret on the bot side. I even think you got the inhibitor as well down in the bot side, and that just means, yeah, well, you got one lane to play for. You can just keep a Shen in the side lane. He's got Stand United. He can just be a nuisance in the side of you, and that pressure we were talking about, these percentages, you can get yourself in fights. A Go Rogue are sitting on them right now.
If you're from the Polish region, from the Ultra League, I'm sure energy levels are quite high now as a viewer. We know that the Polish fans are always so passionate about their region. You think back to spring last season of the European Masters, where it was all about Pukki-style. Everybody put their pictures up on Twitter. They just get so fired up for their teams, and watching Rogue be this dominant now has got to be so big for them, as Elyoya actually looks to jump over the wall with the fear. The turret comes up and they just get shuffled back as Tempered Fate comes in, and actually JaVaaa slides in. They are going to get the kill onto Xico. Do find themselves a little bit of damage off into Woolite as Elyoya actually pops the Ghost. Is a very speedy pony, but not actually going to be able to find himself anything more. Movistar, they are not done yet.
It's such an excellent pick. I keep talking about it like, they got it now. This team, they'll close it out for sure. They'll have the advantage. But no, out of nowhere, Movistar Riders are just shutting me off. And honestly, a bit counterintuitive. Tempered Fate tried to save Czekolad, but wasn't available. Now the turnaround.
Yeah, they got that Solar Flare to work with. Szygenda able to dodge away. Scout of the Week does land onto 2, but Movistar decide to cool off the Baron. There's too many healthy members from Rogue are nearby, and it is a thing that Rogue do need to be careful of. Kalista plus Baron means Baron gone.
You mean Kai'Sa, right?
Kai'Sa. Well, Kalista as well, but
yeah. I mean, yeah, technically you're right.
I'm not wrong.
Szygenda? Wait. Are you okay here? Yeah, okay. Quickly, Elyoya.
It's a bait. No, it's not. Someone's baiting someone, I'm not sure who. Szygenda is going to get himself stunned up. JaVaaa has to be careful now, as Szygenda does have flash. He can't just jump onto him. Has to flash away to safety, trying to put a little bit of extra damage in, as Scout of the Week does land onto 2, and JaVaaa, he's caught out, and he's just being run down. The True Shot Barrage narrowly avoiding, as the Tempered Fate is going to connect, and JaVaaa, bye-bye, my friend. You are surrounded by Rogue, and Woolite is on a killing spree. 10 and 2 on this Ezreal.
And just to make sure that Woolite is ahead here, he's the one getting the kill as well. Just, you know, making sure that JaVaaa knows. And now with these minions coming in, there is still a cannon barrage up and available if you want to clear minion waves. You do have the Leandra's Torments, so Madness passive will also be in play here.
And here it comes, it's going to rain down. Woolite has to shuffle away. Elyoya trying to see if he can find a pick onto maybe one of those carries underneath this tower. Tower half HP, 20 seconds until JaVaaa comes back up. And Rogue are just working these double super waves into the face of Movistar. They do find a little bit of damage off into Szygenda on the backline. Xico does get a little bit off as well as the Facebreaker shield will keep him alive through that unleashed power. Solar Flare connects, but they use the stand united, and Zanzarah gets taken down. Xico now exhausted and running low. JaVaaa able to see if he can find his way in as he goes golden underneath the tower to try and buy himself a little bit of time for his team, but Woolite shifts in forward. Now they're going to jump in. Now they're going to layer that CC. The shutdown's been picked up for beansu already. JaVaaa seeing if he can find an opening. Gets himself a Void Seeker off on 2-1. Trying to fire the damage into Szygenda. Szygenda able to jump away. Now it's looking for the Azir. Azir finds a kill on to the rhuckz and the support, but a massive Tempered Fate comes out, and that's enough to get Rogue out of there. Dragon's up, and it'll be third one for Rogue.
I mean, Woolite almost threw that game by missing the timing on that Q instead. Oh my god, it's not over yet. The TP's coming in.
There, beansu's looking to make his way in. Remember, this is Soul for Movistar if they can get it. beansu looking to slow them down, and let's check Czekolad out of there. Movistar will be able to finally get themselves the Mountain Soul, but with the amount of time they bought with this, it actually won't be as impactful had this been a 21-minute soul.
But it is still impactful nonetheless. This is something you would not have wanted if you're a Go Rogue. And take it back to this. They're doing just fine here. They're a bit scattered on the map, as you can already see. There's like 3 people out. And then you can see here, Stand United goes on to Woolite, who gets stunned by the Solar Flare. But take a look at Zanzarah. He's 1 HP. And then Xico getting punished here, getting damaged down. Sonya's Hourglass coming in. And then now the Q. Oh, that's tragic. And that makes him flash forward. All the CC instantly gets layered on top of him. And this is inevitably what's going to make him take this fight and what's going to make him take this soul. It's some micro plays coming in here, just not working out.
Did you see how low that turret got?
Yeah.
It was so close to going down. It was so close to being an open nexus, but it wasn't. It survived, and this will also recover a little bit of health over time. Now you got to worry as JaVaaa. Seeker's arm guard picked up, backed up with the fact the Mountain Soul is also going to be kind of buffing up the amount of armor he gets as well. Woolite is going to be a little bit harder to cut through him, but Woolite is full build. That's the key thing to note here. It's 3.5 items onto JaVaaa to 6 items onto Woolite right now.
And that does make it hard, especially if you want to contest Vision. He can be sitting there, long range, just poking you down. And it does make it hard, but nonetheless, they are able to get in here and take control, trying to punish them though.
They are looking for them. Good scan of the week will actually buy some time as rhuckz gets chunked out pretty heavily. Is able to survive, however, and with Baron up, a single member going down at this point in the game means Baron could be a very, very real threat.
Tempered Fate comes out, misses. Right now, no flash onto JaVaaa.
Oh, that's rhuckz looking to go in. Actually throws out the Solar Flare. JaVaaa putting some damage into Zanzarah. Zanzarah does get the Stand United off as JaVaaa jumps into the backline. Woolite's going low, and they actually do get it. beansu's able to find it, but Woolite's still alive. Finally goes down as JaVaaa gets himself the double kill. Elyoya bops back into the team as they do just throw the Emperor's Divide down as rhuckz finds himself another one. beansu gets the double kill, and that is the ace for Movistar. They may just have done it. They may just have turned this game back around.
That is just insane that they're able to find these fights. It's mind-boggling. I don't understand how. It's so hard to break down, but inevitably, it's just then Zanzarah getting caught out. They waste the Stand United onto him. He's flashing out. Anyway, Woolite does not have any flash. So as soon as you use the Stand United onto him, Woolite is easy pickings. They lay out every CC onto Woolite. As soon as he's out of the fight, it's so easy to continue the fight. It's so easy to take the game. And Movistar Riders, after all this time, is able to take their first lead in EU Masters with 1 game against a Go Rogue.
And I mean, that was such a close game as well. So sick seeing Movistar pull that back from what was essentially a 30 health tower. Like, that was so close, Ghoulborg. And I mean, for Movistar Riders and a Go Rogue, I think they need to take a bit of a step back from this game and have a look at, you know, what they need to work on for their next game. But Group B is looking very, very tight right now. And I mean, I say that, but every group is looking tight. Every group looks really competitive. And a single loss could be the difference between you making playoffs and you not making playoffs. So Movistar Riders, they needed that win. It was a good win for them. Obviously, there's room for improvement. There's always room for improvement. But it was a win nonetheless, and they showed out later their decision-making, their snap decision-making is always there when they look for their picks. Just really clean stuff from them.
Well, in general, not much to say. I think that we can break it down in a post-game in a bit, but before that, we do have a break we need to throw it to.
Yeah, we'll see you in a second. We're breaking down that game after this break. gentlemen, and welcome back to the European Masters. We're coming off a pretty spicy game 5. It felt like it was pretty one-sided, and then Rogue pulled it back, and then Movistar pulled it back, and it turned out it wasn't one-sided. It was absolutely just insane. It was just a macro insane game. And what do you make of that? What do you think this means for both of these teams?
I mean, it was, first of all, what's a banger of a game? Like, that was insane coming in with that one. But there are also things that we can already see teams like these, or these two regions, they're actually fairly close coming into this. Obviously, RGO Rogue here are being the second seed coming in from Poland, while Movistar Rider is the first seed, but that doesn't say much here. I feel like this is just pure Spanish, not necessarily domination, but better coordination instead. You can see in the fights, they are way better at picking out targets, while you can see the rest of them, Zanzarah, multiple times being caught out in position he really shouldn't be. Stand United not always being used on the correct target.
Yeah.
But on the other hand there, Elyoya from the get-go finds the first blood onto Xico, which gets the ball rolling. And then straight after that, every time that they're getting a pick onto someone, it's because of the unstoppable onslaught coming out. It's just scattering everyone out. And that's, I feel like that's a good word for Rogue as well. They were quite scattered in this game.
I mean, they were getting scattered the week quite a lot as
Yeah.
well. But I mean, I feel the ability just to go, right, we're going. And they just pull that trigger every time. They're like, Woolite's been hit by CC. JaVaaa didn't hesitate. He just went straight in. Sometimes it was straight into die. But when it counted, it was there to get the follow-up, take Woolite out of the fight. But this fight was one of the ones where Rogue actually came out.
But this is also where everything is done right by Go Rogue. They're wasting a lot. Movistar Rider is wasting a lot of ultimates onto the side of Woolite, but Woolite's got that QSS cleanse, whatever it was. And then you got the Stand United on top of him, keeping him alive. There's being played for Woolite, where on the other hand, you're being more reactive with it, because that was what happened with the Go Rogue. I wanted them to be more proactive, setting up the vision, poking them down slowly, trying to create this pressure on the map. Instead, what ended up happening is that they need to play reactive because one of their members is, you know, they're just getting caught out. And it could just be nerves. I know it's the first game of you Masters, you're playing against a huge region as well, and there is still time to recuperate if you are a Go Rogue. But obviously, Movistar Riders looking really good today. And while I don't necessarily think that the draft was easier to play, they played extremely well in it.
Yeah, I think they definitely did. I think there was a little bit of disrespect from Movistar Riders, maybe not recognizing their power spikes and sometimes taking fights when they shouldn't have. This was another fight where, you know, it actually went well at the beginning for Movistar, and then the greed came in. They thought they could find more, and it just crumbled for them.
And this is where I can say, I don't think necessarily after a game like this, I can 100% say this team is better than that team. Because in general, this would be an amazing best of 3 if we could get these two on, like, further onto the tournament as well. You can really see the skill level between the players. You can see the objective setup. You can see how everything's actually planned out. Herald were really nicely taken by a Go Rogue every time, despite them not keeping control of the Drakes. But on the other side, Elyoya and company really good at keeping those Drakes in check.
Yeah, Elyoya had a good start to the game as far as those neutral objectives go. And this was kind of the fight that, I wouldn't say defined it all, but it was a good fight for them. It's so hard to know what fight's what, actually, when we watch them back. I'm like, is this the one they won or they lost?
This is the one they're winning on, and here they have all the items. It's exactly as you described. Back then, they just gave up the objective, tried to scale. You had the Leander's Torment on the GP, so this cannon barrage just evaporates all of the people trying to stay here. Woolite building this Iceborne Gauntlet. He's got good defense against an AD threat, but you know what? That GP is no longer AD, dude. He's AP, and the Madness passive just burns you down. It's really hard to do a continuation of a fight in that setting.
It really hurts. AP Gangplank really, really hurts. Well, guys, there's still more League of Legends to go here at the European Masters. Coming up after the break, we have Sett Esports taking on Gamers Legion. We will see you in a second.